Welcome everyone. So in this video I'm going to use JavaScript to calculate the overall duration of a YouTube playlist. So oftentimes you get to find this YouTube playlist with lots and lots of videos. I have opened up here a few playlists, and you want to know the overall duration of let's say this course. For example, this is a course on machine learning, and let's say you want to plan to, or you're going to schedule watching and finishing this series of lectures or videos, and you want to know how long it's going to take you, maybe a few hours, even days. And I really wanted to find out whether I could calculate the overall duration using JavaScript. So this is what I'm going to show you. We're going to use JavaScript to get the total duration of a YouTube playlist, of any YouTube playlist, meaning the sum of all these video durations, as you can see here. And then we're going to create a JavaScript bookmarklet, which is basically a button that you will put in your bookmarks bar, and then you will be able to click it and get the total duration on any YouTube playlist. And then last, we're going to quickly build a Chrome extension so you can install it on your system and then automatically have this ability every time you visit any YouTube playlist. So I will start with JavaScript. Let's start with this YouTube playlist. Now, before going into our JavaScript code, I want to make sure that I test with an external tool, so that when I use JavaScript to calculate the duration, I know that I'm correctly predicting or calculating the overall. So I found two tools, two websites. I'm going to copy the YouTube playlist link. So there is this playlist length calculator. So basically, you paste a playlist URL here, and I'm going to paste this URL of the website at the video description, and you get the overall duration, which is 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 8 seconds. There's another one, and you analyze. I'm going to just close this, and you get some information. So you get the total length of the playlist. Once again, it's 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 8 seconds. But you also get some other information, like the average length of the video and how long it will take you to watch this in, let's say, twice the speed, and so forth. So you'll find the URLs to these services at the video description below. But now we're going to learn how to do this ourselves using JavaScript. So I'm going to open up a YouTube playlist and then open up the DevTools. I just pressed F12. And I'm going to inspect the playlist and try to find the element that holds its video, and then try to find the element that holds this time. So this, if I move up, you will see that the page already contains a custom element called YouTube playlist video renderer. So every video is contained with this within this custom element. So I will pick the second video and then try to dig deeper into the markup of this element using the inspector. So I'm just going to open up the divs that I see here. So as you can see, I'm going deeper. It helps that every time I go through one of these elements, the element is highlighted over here, so that I know that I'm on the right element. So let's see where the time is. So we have the emats, and then we have some overlay. And as you can see here, as I hover over this thumbnail overlay time status element, I can see that this is the area that is of interest to us. And then I go inside, and there's more divs, and then there's a basically this is the element, this is the leaf node, let's say, in this markup tree, where I can find the timestamp. So the div, there's a div with class badge shape with underscore text, and this is found. I'll double click and copy the class name, and this is found inside this this element, the YTD playlist video render. So first of all, I'm going to count the total number of videos. As you can see, there are 11 videos in this list, and I'm going to query the DOM for this element to see if I get 11 elements. So I'm going to open up the console. Let me keep this open here. So I will open the console so I can run some JavaScript, and I'm going to say document query selector all, and then the YTD playlist video renderer. Let me make this a little bit bigger, and let me close some of these warnings. Okay, and now as you can see, I get a node list of 11 elements. So this indeed gives me the 11 elements that I've seen in this list. If I open up, I can also double check that I indeed get all these elements. So if I highlight over these object references, you can see that I have each one of these is a reference to the element that I'm interested in. Okay, so we have our selector, which is obviously giving us this each of these videos. And now I'm going to dig deeper, and I'm going to pick the first video, or let's say the second video, and I get the second video. And now, since I have this this query selector, I'm also going to search not only for the main element, this playlist video rendered, but I'm going to search for the custom class that I found inside this element, which contains the timestamp. So I'm going to change my query selector, and I'm going to use this class. So now the query selector is going to find all the elements that are of this type, and then inside of each one of these elements is going to find an element with the class name badge shape with underscore text. And I'm getting 11 elements, and I'm going to pick the second one. You can see that as I highlight it, I get this element. And if I now, since there is a text content, if I find the text content here, I'm going to get the time. So now all I have to do is, instead of just picking the second element, I can just go through this list. The node list has a for each operator, and then let's say I will use T for short for now. So I will loop over all these loop over these 11 elements, and then console log their text content, just to see that I'm getting. And as you can see, I get 130, 253, and then the last one is 49 minutes and 1 second. So I get these all the timestamps. Now the problem is that I want to get the sum of these of all these videos, which means I'm going to have to use another numeric format, because the hour or minute seconds format here, it's really not helpful for me if I want to sum all the timestamps. Also, let me see if I can find a longer video. There are some videos that are over 60 minutes, and I'm not sure whether I can find one in here, because they're all like quite short. But oftentimes you'll find videos in playlists that are not just a few minutes, but they are like, let's say, 2 hours and 30 minutes and 44 seconds. So we will find these hour, minutes, and seconds format. Okay, so keep in mind that we're not limited to just minutes and seconds. There are also hours in some of these longer videos. So I have to find a way to get, let's say, for now we'll get like 2 strings, like this one, and then the second video. And I have to find a way to add this duration and get the total number of hours, minutes, and seconds, which means that if I add these two together, I should get like 3 minutes, and then I'm going to get into, I think it's 4 minutes, and then it's 23, I think, seconds, if I'm not mistaken. So if I add these two together, I will get the total number, which is the total duration, which is 4:23. So one way to do this is to split its string. So if I have a string like this, which contains, let's say, 1 hour, or let's say 1 hour and 30, and I don't know, like let me see if they, yes, there's a 0 here. So I have something like this. I can split it using the colon operator, and then if I split it, and also if I split something that doesn't have the hour, so something like, let's say, this one, I will get an array that will contain the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. And in this case, there will be the minutes and seconds. And if something is, not sure, maybe this is 45 seconds, I will get an array with a single element, which means it's 45 seconds. So if I split the string using the colon character, I will get an array, and then I can transform these 3 values into seconds, so that I can add them all together. So I have seconds here. In here I have minutes, so I can multiply them by 60 in order to get the number of seconds, and then I can multiply these by 60 minutes and then 60 seconds in order to get the hours in the form of seconds. So for example, 1 hour 30 minutes and 5 seconds would be that would be times 60 times 60 plus 30 times 60 plus 5, which is like 5,405 seconds. And then let's just double check that in hours, minutes. Let's see if Google helps us here. So I can find a tool. No, this isn't an online tool. Converting. Let's see if this does the trick. Okay. No, I don't want system options. Let's see if I find. Okay, let's see. So 2 hours. Okay, 1 hour 30 minutes and 4 seconds. Yep. Let's see. I think we are okay. We're close. For some reason we got like 4 seconds. I believe we're right here. So let's do this. Let's just complete this algorithm. So I will have, like, let's say I will say the split. Let me store this in a variable, const time equals 1 hour 30 seconds and 30 minutes and 5 seconds, and then I will say split by the colon character. And now I'm going to get the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. But instead of keeping them in this order, I'm going to reverse the order, so that I first get the seconds, then the minutes, and then the hours. And you will see in a bit why I want to reverse that, because this will help me with my algorithm. So split and now I have seconds first, then minutes, then hours. Okay, and why did I reverse the list? Because I want to go through this list iteratively, like loop over this list, and for every place in the list, multiply by the number of seconds depending on the place. So, for example, I know if I reverse the time here, or if I reverse the time in any kind of like time step, even if that doesn't contain the hour or the minutes, I will get an array which will always contain the seconds at the first place, the minutes at the second place, and then the hours at the last place. And of course, there would be some times where I'm just going to get seconds, let's say 3 seconds and I don't know, 22 minutes. And other times there will be just the seconds. In any case, for any of these cases, I know that the string at position 0 will be the seconds, the element at position 1 would be the minutes, and the last one would be at the hours. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use the for each since I have an array already here. And let me use, I don't know, let me use t. And now I'm going to use the index, the array index. So I will put here the index, and I will console log the t, the value, and the index. And you will see that at index, when index is 0, I get the seconds. When index is 1, I get the minutes, and then when the index is 2, I get the hours. So why did I use this trick to reverse the time and then use the index in the array? Because right now I can use this array indexing to actually calculate the number of seconds for its position by using the Math.pow, short for Math.pow, which basically allows me to raise a number into a power. So if I say, for example, let me run this. So if I say 2, 2, I'm raising 2 in the power of 2, which means 2 times 2 is 4. If I do Math.pow 2, 3, I'm raising the 2 in the power of 3, so 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. And then, of course, 2 in the power of 2. If I use this with my value, I can do the following. I can say Math.pow, and then I can raise 60 to the power of the index. So let's see what we will get here. Now, in the case of the first element in the array, let me also just console log. Let me do it this way: index and then power, so we can see it like. And let me use the object for now notation. So we have seconds, hour, minutes, and hours, index 0, 1, and 2, and then the power is in the first case when we raise 60 in the power of 0, we always get 1. When we raise 60 in the power of 1, we get 60, of course, and when we raise 60 in the power of 2, we get 3,600. And I really did these numbers because that's the time, that's the number of times I need to multiply my value so that I get my seconds converted into seconds. That's why I'm multiplying by 1, because I don't need to multiply with any other number. The seconds are already seconds. In here, the minutes need to be multiplied by 60. So this gives me the number 60, and then I will multiply 30 by 60 and I will get the number of seconds. And in here, I'm raising 60 to the power of 2. I get 3600, which means my hours will be multiplied by this number, and I will get the number of seconds instead of hour. Let's see how this works. I will also use console log table just to see a nicer output for this. Okay, doesn't help a lot, but so now I have this. I'm going to just start with a total, and then I'm going to say I don't need this one, so I'm going to add into the total the value, which is a string, so I will have to convert it into a number. So let me convert a string into a number, and I will multiply it by Math.pow 60 in the power of the index. So I'm converting each of the hours, minutes, and seconds into a number, and then I'm multiplying this by the power, and I will get the overall duration in seconds, and then I will add all this up, and let's see what we get at the end. So we get 5,405 seconds. Once again, let me see the time. Indeed, we have like 1 hour 30 minutes we use this time, and now I get the total duration in seconds. So this is how I can get the total duration in seconds for a single video. I will copy and use this code for every single timestamp, and then add all this together to get the total duration of the whole playlist. So let's do this now. I'm going to switch here and go back to the code that loops over all of these elements. Now I'm going to also like grab this code, and let's go back here. Okay, so this is the code which loops over all these elements and displays the time. So let me combine this code. Let me just put this here and clear things up. So we have the time, which is, of course, I'm going to use the time here, the value that I get for each element in the array. So I'm not going to use this one. This was for testing. And then I'm going to split it. But now the total will be initialized to 0 every time I loop over a value. So I have to put this outside. So initialize total with 0, loop over, and then convert the values into seconds, add them to the total, and then at the end I will see the total. Okay, I get an error. Time split is not a function. Let's see what happened. Okay, let's debug this. I will console log time here to see why. Okay, that's because time it's not the content, it's the whole element. So which means I have to change my code and say this is the time element, and then time will be time element text content. So get the element, and through the element get the text content. Okay, I get 5,348 seconds. Let's see if I try to convert seconds to, let's see if we get luckier this time and get some sort of, okay. And calculate, and we get 1 hour 28 and 8 seconds, which is the value that we got from like this calculator, which means that we are doing okay so far. So this is the algorithm that will loop over a YouTube playlist and gather the total duration. Now, the fun part is to convert all this back into hours, minutes, and seconds. But before going there, I'm just going to copy the algorithm and run it, test it on another list. So let me go here and let me run this. That's good because I now have a new error because I didn't initialize the total. So we get now a bigger number. Now first let's test this with the tool to see what we get from this tool. And we get 7 hours 53:46. Okay, let's take our number and convert it into hours, minutes, seconds. So 7:53:46. I think that was 7:43:46. Okay, and we can keep going to check one or more two lists, but I think you get the point. Although I would try to find a list which contains a video that's over an hour, just to check that our code works also with videos that contains the hour inside the timestamp. So this is the algorithm that goes that goes through the total duration in seconds. Now let's take this number and turn it back into hours, minutes, and seconds. So here, in here, I'm going to use the modulo operator, which comes pretty handy, and I'm going to calculate the seconds by dividing the total by 60 and getting the remainder. So if I put now here, so this means that this the modulo operator does a division, so it divides the total by 60 and gives me only the remainder of this division. For example, if I say 4 modulo 2, I will get 0 because 2 divides perfectly 2 times with 4 and leaves us no remainder. But if I divide, let's say, 5 by 2, 2 fits like 2 times 5, and we get 1 as the remainder. So after I made the video, I realized that I needed to dive a little bit more into the remainder operator just to make sure that we all understand how this operator works. So here's an example. Let's say we have 172 seconds. So we have this all these seconds. This is the group. And we want to find out how many minutes fit into this number. So we use the remainder operator and we use, of course, a number. So the number that we choose is 60. So we are going to divide 172 by 60. That's how the remainder operator starts. Now we see that 60 fits like one time inside the 172. So we get one chunk of the 60 minutes. Then we also see that another 60 minutes, 60 seconds fit are divided perfectly. But at the end, we see that we are left with 52 seconds, which do not like fit into the divisor, like 60. They cannot be divided by 60, so they're left out. This is the remainder. So this is the red part is what the remainder operator gives you when you divide a number like 172 by another number like 60. And of course, when we say we have like these two chunks, 60 fits 2 times perfectly. We say 2 minutes and then the remainder is 52 seconds. So we can now create this 2 minutes and 52 seconds. The same rule can be applied, and you can of course divide by a larger number and get the hours. So if you divide by 3600, you can see how many hours fit into this picture. this big picture into the number of seconds, the total number of seconds, and then of course you can do some other operations to see how many minutes are left and then how many seconds. So basically that's the rough idea behind the remainder and how we can use it in this case to split a big chunk of seconds into hours, minutes, and seconds. I hope this extra session helped you understand more the remainder operator. Now on to our video. In this case, this is a good use of the modulo operator because it's going to leave as a remainder the seconds that do not fit inside the minute or hours placement. So this gives me the 46 seconds, which is, as you can see, this part. So if I use the modulo operator with the seconds, I get the, with 60, I get seconds. If now I use minutes and I use total modulo and then divide by 60, so it's a little bit more complicated, but this will divide the total by 60 times 60, that's the hours in seconds, and then divide that by 60, and this will give me will leave me with the minutes. So basically this is nice filtering using division and the modulo operator to give us the minutes out of the total duration. As you can see, I get a floating point number, which is not exactly what I want. So I need to use Math.pow in order to get rid of the decimal points. And let's see. So indeed, we get the minutes out of this operation, which is the 53. And now for the last math operation for the hours, I'm going to get the total. I'm going to subtract the minutes. I'm going to subtract the seconds and then divide that by 3,600 to get the hours, which once again it's a decimal point number. So I'm going to use Math.pow to get just the integer part. So I have hours. And as you can see, by doing these simple mathematical operations, we get the seconds, we get the minutes, and we get the hours. So 7, 53, and 46 seconds. It seems that it's working good so far, but we'll have to test with a couple more examples. Now, let me go back to my previous code, which actually gets us the seconds, and then at the end copy this code. So this will give us the seconds, this will give us the minutes, and this will give us the hours. And now for the final task, I'm going to console log the hours and colon the minutes. And then let's go with seconds, and I'm using the backticks here, and we get the time. Let me see if I can have this working on another playlist. Once again, I will go here. 1 hour 29 and 8. Let me check another list. So I will use this playlist. 1 hour 14 minutes and 70 seconds. Let's see whether this is correct. So 1:14:17, which looks good. The last stats would be to actually make sure that all the hour, minutes, and seconds are presented, are displayed with a 0 prefix. So if we get like 1 hour, it's better to use 2-digit, or 2 hours would be like this instead of this. And also for the minutes, it would be nice to see like 3 minutes instead of this. And also for the seconds, it would be nicer to have like this 2-digit standard. So for this is pretty easy. I'm going to just go here and use the, first of all, turn this into a string. The hours, the minutes, oops, to string, and then the seconds to string. And then I'm going to prefix them. I'm going to preprint a 0 in case there's 1 digit. So I'm going to use pad start, which basically says that I'm going to use the max length for 2 digits would be the max length, and then if it's less than 2, it will fill it with 0. So if it's just 1 digit, it will show me, it will pad it with 1 0. Let's see if we get back. Yes, and you can see here that we get 1 14 17. Let's see here, we got, let's try this final code also here. Yes, it's padded, and I think here we have also the hours and the seconds. Let's see if we get the padded 0 for both hours and seconds. So our algorithm seems to be ready. Now, one thing you can do is, of course, like copy this code and then open your console and run it every time you're in a YouTube playlist, but that's not very practical. Another thing that you can use is you can use the snippets. So in the DevTools, you can create a new snippet, say YouTube, let's say length, paste the code here, and then now whenever you go to a YouTube playlist, you can just open the terminal and run this snippet. I remember there was a shortcut, but the console was cleared. Okay, I'm not sure. Let's see if we get nothing. Okay, you press Command Enter, or I guess Control Enter on a Windows, and then you can see you can run the snippet. But that's not also practical. We don't really want to open the console anytime we want to see the total duration. So I'm going to use a bookmarklet as the first way of easily, practically like calculating. So bookmarklet is basically a bookmark that you can put here in your bookmark bar or in your bookmarks, and it actually is just some JavaScript that gets executed once you click the bookmark. So the way that you can do this is you can grab your JavaScript code, any JavaScript code, and you can go to this website. It's called Bookmarkleter, and basically you name your bookmark, like let's say I will name it Len YouTube. Paste the code here, and you get a bookmark here. So this is basically a compressed, concatenated, like JavaScript, your JavaScript code in a concatenated, compressed form that you can use as a bookmark link. You can either copy this and paste it on any bookmark link, or you can drag this into your bookmark bar. So let's see whether we can go here. Now, before testing the bookmarklet, because I want to test it without having the DevTools open, I'm going to change something here, and instead of console logging, I'm going to alert. So as you can see, as I change the code, it updates the bookmarklet. So let's delete this one, and let's see, let's go here. So we get the correct timestamp, the correct duration. Let me close the DevTools. Yes, it's correct. And then let's also use this one, and we get. Now let me see if I can find like YouTube playlist MIT course where let's find a big list. Let's see where we get like um, let's see where is the YouTube list. Okay, so let's check this one, which contains also, as you can see, large long videos with which is over 1 hour. And let's see if our algorithm works. So I will. So we have 35 hours, 90 minutes, and 55. Let's check to see whether we got the correct. So 35, 19, 55, and it's correct. So our bookmarklet is working, and now you can use it on any YouTube playlist. So that's pretty cool, but it gets even cooler if we can get to show this this output directly inside the page. So for this one, I'm going to create a I'm going to quickly create a Chrome extension so that I get to click an icon here and automatically get the total duration displayed in here. So for this one, I need to inspect this section because I think it would be nice to like inject this code somewhere here. So as you can see, there's this div called metadata stats, and I think it's probably the only one in the page. So let's see whether I don't want to select something that might be found in other places as well. So there's only one of these element, as you can see, one. So I'm going to target it and then inject a div right after. So around here, I'm going to say just after this element, add a div that says something like total duration 1 hour and whatever. And then I'm going to see something like this. And of course, you can style it with CSS and it can become nicer. Now, let me delete this. Now, the problem is that if I try to kind of like test drive this, and do this injection through the console. So if I get this element and document query selector, that's a class. So let me get rid of this. So if I get this element and I try to inject a custom markup, so insert adjacent HTML. So after the closing div, I want to add something like the div I just created manually. So total duration 1, 3, 2, and then div. You'll see I will get this error. So this document requires trusted HTML. That's because there is an API that is used in this page. This is the trusted HTML, which kind of like limits what you can do with injected HTML. So basically, it doesn't allow me to inject any HTML on parts of the page or maybe the whole page that uses this API. So unfortunately, I cannot do this through the console. But luckily, if I create a Chrome extension, I can inject any kind of markup inside the page. So it's a little bit difficult to test, at least with a YouTube page, but I assure you this works with a Chrome extension. So now let's go and build a Chrome extension to display this content. So for the Chrome extension, I'm going to share a few links. So first of all, in the Chrome for Developers website, there's a section for how to create Chrome extensions. There's a Hello World, and then there are some other examples. So I suggest you go through and learn all about how you can create a Chrome extension. It's actually relatively straightforward. For this video, I'm going to just to quickly go to the GitHub page of Google Chrome, which already contains a lot of functional examples of different Chrome extensions. And there's one that I found called Sample Page Reader, which basically injects some HTML in the page. It's a very basic boilerplate, so it's really nice because I can use this example and create an extension that actually injects a markup. So you can go here and you can download and go to this folder, the sample page reader. If you want to download a specific folder from a GitHub repository, you can grab the URL and you can go to this website. I will share the link afterwards. You can paste the path, and after a few seconds, you'll see the file downloaded. So it contains just that particular folder of the GitHub repo. Now let me go into my, I have this folder which already contains the folder that was downloaded. And I'm going to open this on VS Code. So I'm going to go here. And this is the code which basically runs and adds a red background on the body of the document. So once you have this folder downloaded, which contains this basic boilerplate for the extension, you can go to your Chrome settings, and then extensions, and you need to enable developer mode. So I will leave this up to you to find how you can enable developer mode if you haven't already done this. And while in developer mode, you can load an unpacked extension, which basically means that you can load an extension through a folder on your machine. You don't have to use the Chrome Play Store. So I will load unpacked and I will go into my folder. Here is the extension folder, and I will select it. And you will see now the extension is active. You can disable or refresh the extension if you make some changes. But basically now if I go to, let's say, this page, let me refresh. This extension basically has this, you can pin this icon. It gives you this icon, and when you click it, okay, I'm not sure. Let me refresh. Okay, it doesn't work on this page. Let me try this page. So okay, basically it adds this red background on the body. I'm not sure why we cannot see it here, probably because there's already a selector with a higher specificity, but as you will see in a bit, we can also inject some HTML. Let us go through the script. As you can see, the script just has direct access to the document and through the document with the body. I will, instead of changing the background, say document body text content equals hello from extension, just to test this. Save, and then I have to go to my Chrome extensions and reload. So I have to reload because I made changes. And then I will go here and I will click the extension. And now you will see that it injects the custom markup, and I can see. But I don't want, of course, to remove the content. I just want to inject my my code on this particular section, which means I'm going to have to grab my code. I hope I didn't lose. So here's the code for injecting the particular div which contains the total duration. I also need to find the code that gathers the total duration. So I'm going to copy this And I'm going to go here, paste the code, and then inject the, so this is the total duration, the long string, and then we can console log it. But what I want is I want to inject it in the page. So in here, I will say total duration, and let's add some custom style. Just so font style bold, and I don't know, let's give it a padding of 1 rem. So this will calculate the total from the particular page, and then hopefully inject the total inside the page. Let's go back to the extensions to refresh. If you have a mistake, if you have an error in your code, when you refresh, you will see an error popping up here. So if your code is not working or there's something wrong, you will also see an error message here. So make sure to take care of that. So let's go and click. We have, let's see, I think something happened. So yeah, we have this duration here. I forgot to put the total duration, and also I don't like the padding. So padding left would be 0. Let's refresh and let's check here. So we have the correct total duration. Let's go here, 7:53:46, and then here. Okay, and boom. There's this. There it is. You have your extension, and it's running on every page. Once you click the icon, you can customize the icon for this extension, and also you have the ability to instead of using this sample this extension, you can run this extension automatically whenever you go into a website that starts with the YouTube playlist extension, a path. So it will automatically display this, it will automatically calculate and inject this anytime you visit a website that starts with youtube.com playlist. Now, I won't go into that, but if you go through this documentation and through their examples, you will see there is a few examples that you can explore, and you can convert this extension into an automatic script so that you always see the total duration. So that's it for today. I hope you learned quite a bit for JavaScript, and also for these cool ways that you can run JavaScript on any web page, actually through a Bookmarklet and through a Chrome extension. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and leave your comments and feedback below. Thank you, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.